Hey, we have returned with Gamebound, playing some more Legacy here, and by playing I mean like making all the things. Because it takes a little while to set up this game, especially if we're like digging so deep into all the fun world building things. So one thing we don't have to do this now, but at least homework for the next time we play. We should come up with names for these factions that aren't just the family playbook names, right? What they're actually called in game.
Excuse me.
What?
I thought I already came up with some pretty great names for them.
Yeah. And then
mine is a ring ding ding a ling 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 ling.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Please, Melissa. Please
what
don't
does
do
the
it.
fox say?
No.
Oh, that's what you were quoting.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing the old. I don't even know what that is. Crazy.
Okay, would you prefer whoop up 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 bow?
Okay, so real quick before you jump into characters, I want to.
Oh, I got it. Guardian Angel.
That's what you're called?
Yes.
Your factions
You're
are called
Guardian Angel.
Okay. I want to give you guys a little bit of a taste for like how the game cycle usually goes, just so you're understanding what these characters are in the fiction. So you are playing the faction, right? And characters in this game are meant to burn bright and die fast, right? Or at least like they not necessarily die, but like be discarded when they're no longer useful. So they're not. You're not meant to play the same character the whole time. It's actually more likely that you'll play lots of characters, especially because if we happen to zoom in on a scene where, let's say that Seth is going on a behemoth hunt and there's no reason any of the rest of our characters would be there, then we would zoom in and you guys would make quick characters, which is a really, there's like 3 options you choose and then okay, cool. We're going to all make Order of the Titan hunters to go help Seth with his mission, right? And we'll gather a list of quick characters for each family that we can like jump in and out of, play. It's a little like Fiasco in that sense where you're like kind of picking up different characters as they're needed. There'll be things that tie all the characters together, so there'll be plenty of reason for them to do missions together, and it's not necessarily likely that we'll always do just one character doing a thing. We'll have plenty of chance for crossing the streams there and doubling up on goals and stuff as the factions help each other. But that's the sense in which you're making this character. This is your main character for now, right? This is the central focus of the faction for now. It's the most important person, the person who's getting the job done. But it doesn't have to be the leader of the faction. The way that the character sheets work, there are technically 6 different roles, 4 main ones, and there's 2 like extra ones that some of the extra books added that are fun to play with. And they are leader, agent, rebel, outsider, prophet, and traitor. So any of those can be who you begin as, right? So if you're a leader, well, that's obvious. You're leading the faction in like a visible way. If you're an agent, then you're sent out by a leader to go do something important. If you're a rebel, you're kind of rebelling against whatever your faction is about right now and trying to get them to see a new light. If you're an outsider, you're kind of on the outskirts of your faction doing weird things in the shadows. If you're a prophet, you're like guiding the destiny of your faction in like a kind of weird pseudo-spiritual way. If you're a traitor, you're doing whatever's necessary to get the job done, even if it hurts people. Those are all options. You'll mark multiple of them as you play the character. So you'll start as one role and then move into another role and maybe a third. If you ever mark 4 roles, the character retires. There's also special death moves that happen when a character actually does die in the game. There's one last thing they get to do before they actually pass on. So like, one of them, for example, gets to, I'm trying to think of one. Like there's one that makes a mark on their faction and changes their view on something when they die because they're a rebel. There's a bunch of different playbooks that do different things. So make this character, it can be any of those things, right? It doesn't have to be the leader of the faction. It doesn't have to be anything particularly. They're going to be in the family. But they can go about doing important things for the family in their own way, right? There's all sorts of ways they can get it done. But this is a character you'll play for now, and unless you're zooming in on a place where your character wouldn't be, then you'll play a quick character. Or if they die or retire in some fashion, then okay, cool, you'll move on to another character. If the age turns, usually we'll just replace the characters. But it does depend on like how far we move forward in time. how far the time skip is, and sometimes you'll like be like, I'm gonna keep playing this character, but they're a new playbook now, right? Like they've evolved into something different. Those are all options. Basically, the point of this game is everything is fluid, nothing is sacred, everything changes. So there's gonna be a lot of fluidity, even in the characters you're playing. But
so it's like a pretty standard character for me then.
Yes, Seth, you'll be right at home.
It reminds me a little bit of Civilization, where you have like your great people,
Mhm. Yep.
and then you have like your function that you need them for in any given moment, and then you spend them, and then eventually you'll get another one. Hopefully,
Yep.
as long
Yep.
as you're playing
And
right.
I would recommend playing all of your characters as like they're stolen cars, right? You drive them until you run them into a ditch somewhere, right? You just
Wow.
like don't be conservative.
Oh my
with the
gosh,
characters.
Emily would be so reckless in this game
know,
all
I
the
know.
time.
She would just be romancing everyone.
Wait. Can we please get together and all play Grand Theft Auto so I can see Emily playing Grand Theft Auto and see what she does?
I think that would be hilarious and
That
fun.
would be awesome. That would be great.
Yeah.
Also,
yes.
I already have a character concept that I want to use at some point.
Mhm.
Where can I write this down?
So I will let's just talk about, if you guys have character concepts, you can just tell them to me, and we can find a playbook that fits better. Otherwise, I can just start listing them, and something that sounds fun, we can dig into more. So Jordan, what's your concept, since you already have a concept for this guy?
So I'm thinking of a demagogue. I'm not sure if I want to play him immediately, but I'm thinking of a demagogue here.
Yeah.
I'll call him Mickey Claren.
Okay.
That's about all I want to go with right now on him.
Well, what does he do? By demagogue, I assume you mean like a speech maker and social influencer.
He's a speech maker, social influencer. He thinks he knows everything about all tech, and that he should be the leader, like the premier leader of not just this family, but of all families.
Okay. I would think maybe the elder or the envoy might make sense for this. The elder is like a person who is. Oh man, they don't have. Let me see if I can find the actual descriptions in the book. Actually, wait a second. I think I have a doc for this. Character playbooks. Yeah. The elder is a dignified and experienced leader. They're equally skilled managing a group of servants, ruling an entire family, or advising others. The envoy is equal parts diplomat, spy, and courier. They're great at reaching isolated communities, turning enemies into allies, and winning your family respect. Either of those sound good?
Can you read through that list one more time?
So the two that think make sense if you're playing like a talky person, either the elder, a dignified and experienced leader. They're equally skilled managing a group of servants, ruling an entire family, or advising others. And then there's the envoy, equal parts diplomat, spy, and courier. They're great at reaching isolated communities, turning enemies into allies, and winning your family respect.
That one's called Envoy?
The envoy, yep.
I like the envoy more than the elder.
Okay. Here, let me actually... I'm just going to send you guys this link. This has the list. This has the list of all the playbooks, the character playbooks, and the descriptions. So you can glance through that if you'd like. And I'm gonna look through this a little bit more and see, Jordan, if we can find something that fits even better. Because there's like the Seeker, who is like a scientist and lore keeper who scours the wasteland trying to understand the world before and its strange sciences. But it sounds like you're more like socially focused. You'll still be a member of your family, so you're obviously always focused on lore and knowledge. But like, it sounds like you're leaning more towards
this character.
What about the storyteller? If these struggles are going to matter, if a new society is to rise from these ashes, their stories will have to be written, told, and remembered. While the historian looks to the past for insight and tries to find the truth, you spin analogies and proverbs out of the world around you and wield metaphors to communicate a deeper truth.
See, that's too good of a character for the person I'm going for.
Got it.
I'm not going for the good guy here. Let me put it that way.
I mean, there's storyteller. Again,
I guess that's true.
what role you choose will really flavor this, right? I think any three of those that I mentioned can work. We can take a look at the actual moves that they have, and that'll probably determine some things.
Can I suggest briefly the Firebrand?
Okay, yeah. Firebrand is about like stirring
the pot.
Popular opinion and stuff. An agitator, an agent. Yeah, this is what you are. That makes sense. Yep.
Have you picked up on the joke I'm going for here?
I have no clue what you're doing.
I'm gonna write my name in the chat, and if anybody can figure it out, they get brownie points.
Oh boy. Which chat are you writing this in?
I'm gonna send it in the Facebook group chat.
Okay.
All the info you need is in the name.
Key Claren?
I still don't get it. I feel dumb.
No, this is probably one of my. You might feel dumb after you get it, but this is probably one of my more clever naming conventions.
My key Claire.
No, going the wrong direction. You got to think word association.
If I word association.
Mickey Mouse.
Can you just tell us, Jordan?
What's another character from Disney besides Mickey Mouse?
Minnie?
Aladdin.
No.
Aladdin. Donald Duck, Goofy.
The duck.
Donald Duck.
Donald Daffy Duck.
Scrooge
Donald Duck. He's interesting.
Jordan, just tell us. We're dumb. I know, we get it. We're dumb.
I'm gonna write it in the chat, and then don't say it out loud, just because.
Okay. You want the audience to be surprised. I see.
The people in the audience are probably like, gosh, guys, it's not.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. You're sure.
I don't know how I'm supposed to get that from the name.
Yeah, I don't
know.
Word
association. I got it from the name.
I understand where you're getting it from now. Yeah.
I don't.
Sure, yeah, you're a populist leader who's like stirring the masses to do stuff. Yeah, okay.
I get that reference. I just don't get how I'm supposed to get that from the name.
Well, because Donald Duck, Mickey, I think that was the idea he was going for, but it's very esoteric. I don't. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Firebrand sounds good. We'll pick that one. So, whatever. What does everybody else want to do?
There's so many options.
Yep.
I'm going with the hunter because I feel like it makes
Hunter's
sense.
the easiest. Yep.
Yeah. I'm a hunter. And it can like be one of those things you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a couple different ones that make sense. The survivor.
Mm-hmm.
The scavenger. Oh no, that's more about like finding technology, like hunting down technology and improvising strange effects from it. No. The scout makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense. What is our family bonus?
So each of you get special bonuses.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, order characters get +1 to force or lore. And then if you make a quick character, you get one of these moves that are listed there.
I guess I'll go with the scout. That's the easiest one, probably.
Okay. I'm gonna choose just to give a face to the faction that I'm playing. Yeah, I'm gonna do the envoy. Okay, so the order of character creation stuff here. We have stats. Your character's proficiency with their moves. So there's starting arrays here.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Do you only get to pick certain playbooks for your?
Nope. Any family can be any character playbook.
Okay, because the Scout's not on my choices. Is
It should
it
be.
under
There's
the
extra books.
EOL?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a couple different like extra expansion books. So.
Got it.
Yeah. So everybody choose that in your character selection thing there. So Firebrand for you, Jordan. And then first you're going to choose your stats. So force is what you would assume, right? Attacking people with actual violence. Lore is your knowledge of the wastelands and the tech and all that stuff. Steel is like surviving in the wasteland and stuff. So it's like any of your like surviving the apocalypse stuff, traversing the wasteland, traversing hostile terrain, all that stuff. And then sway is convincing people to do stuff for you. So you can also take a glance at the moves. That might look interesting. Some of them are related to stats. So if you like one move in particular, you want to have high in that stat, that's something to look at. And then you can add one usually from two different selections from your family bonus to one of your stats.
I thought one of my moves said Eternal Arsonist, but it says Eternal Arsenal, which honestly isn't too far off from what I was thinking anyway.
So I'm going to choose the first array. Force 1, lore 0, steel -1, and sway +1. Oh, and then family bonus. I assume I get a plus to sway. Yes, perfect. That's what I wanted. All right, once everybody has picked stats, let me know. We can go on the next thing.
Oh, I've picked stats and roll and moves.
That's totally fine. Yeah, next to be, there's also your looks. So there's a field at the top to put in looks, and then there's a list of looks to pick from in the middle right.
Okay, sorry. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you choose one from each of those categories.
And then add your family bonus to one stat. Where do you find your family bonus?
It's at the bottom of the family sheet. You can get +1 to steal or sway.
Got it.
Oh, or.
Yeah, it's or. So.
Do I want to be really good at steal, or do I want to not suck at sway?
Yeah. Steal would be good for any scouty things, but if you want to balance and also be good at talking to people, that's something to consider.
Mm-hmm. I feel like people just don't listen to me. Like maybe I'm actually a really good talker, but like they just don't. No, you're a fox. Sorry, listen to fox.
Makes sense.
I just want to be helpful, guys. I'm actually like really nice. People just like don't trust me.
So once everybody's chosen look, let me know and go to read it off. Mine, for example, is my envoy character for the merchants is he's masculine, has a handsome face, arresting eyes, and a muscular body.
I am masculine with a gaunt face, sad eyes, and a hard body. I'm just Gree again.
I mean, it sounds like you're going to be way more obnoxious than Gree.
Mm-hmm.
Way crazier. Anyone else pick their look yet?
I'm working on it. Okay, here we go. I am concealed, scarred face, clear eyes, and husky body.
Nice. Literally, husky.
It's literally a husky body.
Yeah.
Where is my family stat?
At the bottom of your family sheet, there should be something that says by inheritance. So yours
Bottom of the family sheet.
It says Enclave characters get +1 to steal or lore.
Okay. Okay, and then for looks, I'm gonna go masculine, surly, fiery,
Surly face, fiery eyes.
surly face, fiery eyes, Compact body.
Compact body. Okay. Nice. Let's see. And then moves. You pick 2 moves to start play with. I'm going to choose Fragile Alliance. When you try to bring many groups together to accomplish a goal, roll plus sway. On a hit, they'll stick together long enough to see the job through. On a 10 plus, some will stick around afterwards to see what you have planned next. I also have a Matter of Honor. When you win a duel of swords, riddles, acrobatics, whatever, roll plus sway. On a hit, the audience sees you as the correct, or at least the most honorable party. Pick 1. On a 10 plus, pick 2. Your opponent now views you with friendship or respect. The audience rewards your display with valuable gifts, or someone there offers you a job based on the skills you demonstrated. So I think this guy's going to be like a nobleman duelist who goes around and talks to people. So, and he's going to be an agent. And it says, mark when you're sent to bring peace between 2 groups. Say what grudge is keeping them apart. So usually all the role triggers will give you like a mission to start with, something that your character cares about and wants to accomplish. So what moves are you guys interested in?
Question, Caleb. What is hold?
So hold is like a currency. Do you have a move that gives you hold?
Well,
Isn't that what-
no, it says spend
same as
hold
Monster Heart?
to do this.
Is it the same
Yeah, it's
as
like Monster Heart.
Hearts?
Yeah, it's like a currency that you keep around and can spend on things. Sorry, what were you saying, Alyssa? Where was it?
Mine says to spend hold to do something, so that's why I was wondering what that is.
Yes. So it sounds like Shadows Unbound. When you harass your foes as they travel the wastelands, hold 1 for each of the following conditions. So you can get you automatically get hold for each of those conditions, and then you can spend hold to do the second list of things.
Oh, I see. So the first part is that I get hold if this is true.
Yep.
And
the second
then
one
I can
is
spend
you can
the hold
to do these things.
those things. Okay,
Yep.
got it. That makes sense.
So like the idea is when you prowl, who can hope to be safe, right? When you harass your foes as they travel the wastelands. That seems like a good one. Depends on if you want to be violent though, I guess.
Yeah. I guess mine isn't.
And like there are other people besides the factions too, so it's not like you have to like anger a faction automatically by doing violence to someone. So
Oh, this is kind of cool though. When you uncover secrets in the wild, pick 2 details to add to the map.
mm-hmm. If you reach an unexplored area or watch an enemy force from hiding, gain 1 data.
What does data do?
Data is basically a thing that you can spend. Some moves have like options you can do with them, but like data typically is like you spend it to get advantage on a roll. So it's like, I know about this thing and I'm going to use it to get advantage because I know things. Usually it's used at the character level. So it's like, I'm using my family's knowledge about things to get advantage. So you're choosing paths untrodden.
Yes.
When you lead an expedition through hostile grounds, pick 2. You leave no tracks, you remain unseen, you travel in a forced march, or you travel safely. Also, when you evade your enemies in the wilds, roll steal on Forge a Path.
And then
That makes sense.
I kind of like the words unspoken one.
Ooh, yeah. That could be good to find like another animal species that's still out there, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of cool. So
when you find a new people deep in the wasteland, you can roll plus lore on familiar face and find common ground, even if this is your first time here and in spite of any language barrier. Are you good at lore though? Oh, you are.
Yeah,
good.
I have a
okay.
+1
Perfect.
lore.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Because I wanted to be able to like, if I can't sway people, I wanted to be able to be like, hey, but hey, in our past, like we were cool.
Yeah, that seems like a perfect move for that then. What else have people chosen for moves?
I chose moves. Eternal Arsenal. You always have more weapons. If your main weapon is taken out, you'll have lesser replacements, melee, ranged, or hidden to hand. If those are taken from you, you'll be able to improvise replacements given 5 minutes.
Amazing.
And then I have Red in Tooth and Claw. When you take a few moments to size up your target, roll plus force. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. On a 10 plus, hold 3. Once the battle's begun, spend 1 hold at any time and it gives you a list of things you can do.
Yeah, slicing away their weaponry, separating your target, carve something valuable from them, all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah,
lose all hold if your quarry flee the fight.
Yeah. Cool. Jordan?
So I have chosen Iconoclast. When you find a dark secret of an authority figure and reveal it to the world, roll plus sway.
Love it. And you get to choose, like, their allies stop providing them support, their followers plot revolution, their enemies offer you aid. Oh, you're going to stir up so much trouble with this character, Jordan. Love it.
And then the other one I chose, speaking of trouble, the Secret Army. When you spend a few days training rebels in an area you don't have any followers, gain followers of quality 1 with one specialty: spying, rioting, sabotage, or carrying messages.
Nice. Stirring up trouble. Very fun. All right, next would be selecting your role in the family. It looks like Seth has chosen his.
Oh, wait, I did?
Yeah, you chose outsider.
Oh, that, yeah.
So it says, mark when you kill someone you weren't meant to. Say what you took from them that might prove you were right to do it. So what is that, Seth?
Oh,
who did you kill? Now? Yeah, I mean, this sounds like you mark it when you do this, so you've already done it in the narrative at this point, right? So basically, the thing that your character will have to deal with in media res when we start will be proving you were right to do it, and you say what you took from them that might prove that.
I don't know.
And we can talk about in general terms, right? You can be like another member of my family who was doing evil things, a member of a different faction.
Oh, I like that idea. Like there was a member of a different faction who, and like I'm running from I'm a runaway from a different faction, and I've come here to kind of seek refuge, and I have something that's like a token of like look. This proves to me I'm innocent, and yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, yeah, that's why you're an outsider, right? It's like you're kind of coming in from the outside, trying to get influence in the Order of the Titan or whatever. Cool. So, do we know who that faction you want that faction to be?
Maybe it's one of the merchants.
Yeah, that makes sense. You could have been like one of the bodyguards of one of the merchants, and maybe you killed him because he was doing something bad.
I'm down for that.
Okay, yeah. We can figure out. Well, so say what you took from them that might prove you were right to do it.
That's what I'm not so sure about.
Like, was this merchant lord doing something bad to another faction, or were they like doing something bad with the alien technology they shouldn't have done that's like causing trouble for the world? Were they working with the behemoths in some fashion or using them?
Yeah, and like I took a note that he had talking about, like I intercepted a note of his that said what he was doing, and
maybe they were using like a bunch of food to lure a behemoth to like do their dirty work for them or something, or capture it or something bad like that.
I don't know about that. Maybe he was just they were sending people out to their deaths for behemoths or something. Like he has dirt. Essentially, he has dirt on one of the merchants. We'll leave it at that for now. We can
yeah, we can figure out the details of that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Alyssa, what role are you going to choose?
Went ahead with agent. Mark when you go on a journey to an unknown land and describe its riches. The GM will tell you what you will have to lose to complete your journey.
Okay, yeah, where are you heading off to?
I think I'm heading off to. I kind of wanted to go to like the massacre site.
Okay.
To see if like maybe there was any like
signs
of like maybe some survivors if they've gone somewhere, and like try to find like other animals that survived, either people of my species or others.
Or a neighboring species or whatever. Yeah. Okay. The GM will tell you what you will have to lose to complete your journey. I don't know, maybe like the respect of your family. Maybe they think you're crazy.
Okay.
Maybe they're like, no, they're all dead. Like, this is a fool's errand. Like, don't waste your time. But you're like, no, I'm positive they're out there somewhere. And it makes sense if you're a scout, right? You're like, no, I've explored this stuff. I've seen the signs, right? Like, I'm going to make this expedition and they're going to be there. I promise.
Works for me.
Okay. Sounds good. This gives us some fun character stuff to work with when we jump into it. Jordan, what about you?
Traitor.
Okay. Mark when you sacrifice the oppressed to raise your power across the homeland. Name the leaders who come to listen to your principles. The GM will tell us about those who have seen through your actions and vowed bloody vengeance upon you. Okay. So, how did you sacrifice the oppressed to raise your power across the homeland exactly? How did that happen? Jordan's just going straight to villain.
I mean,
Oh, that's fine.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, in our first campaign, I did technically also play a villain.
that is true.
We all played. Well, wait. In the last one where we were doing the.
I think at any point there were points in that game where everyone played the villain at least once.
Well, I meant the drug campaign. We were
Well,
all
there's
also
also that. Yeah.
Hey, my character wasn't that bad
True.
comparatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your character wanted to do good.
She did.
She just didn't.
She just got caught up with the wrong crowd.
Yeah. So how exactly did you sacrifice the oppressed to do this? Like, what did that look like?
So it started as a promise to help a small group of researchers who had made some pretty like heady discoveries, and vowed to get them in the limelight. Then kind of took all the credit for himself to bolster himself and to get everybody to think that he was the lead researcher and that he figured everything out and that he's the one that's in the know and he's going to be the person to lead the family to prosperity and to future better discovery.
Right. So the oppressed are all the like interns that you
yeah, basically
stole research from. Yeah. Okay. So name the leaders who come to listen to your principles. I'm assuming probably the merchant lords, right?
Oh yeah.
It seems like they're the most corrupt of the factions. So they're probably coming to listen to you and being, so what is the research exactly that you're like propounding is so important and will do what exactly, right? Like,
yeah, so maybe the research is...
Your faction focuses right now on the diesel punk technology, so is it something... And it sounds...
Maybe a way to integrate the energy from alien tech into more of the diesel punk tech.
Okay, so maybe like a new power source for that. So
yeah.
Maybe like in the past you guys have used is it related to the threat to the merchants, the dwindling resources, so their precious metals? Maybe a different material they can use to do like the wiring and whatever else work they need to do with the diesel.
Yeah, something that they can use
stuff.
they can use in more trace amounts.
Yeah, or like maybe it's as simple as diesel punk mining that can extract things more efficiently. Or it could be like, here's another resource. Like one of the things that I think is going to be true at some point is the stuff that the moles leave behind when they terraform things is going to be able to be made into a resource by someone eventually. Mm-hmm. There's probably some material they leave behind, and maybe that at the very least you have a lead on like the weird crystals or something, right? That they leave behind. Oh, we can use those to power our technology now. Something like that could work.
Yeah.
The GM will tell us about those who have seen through your actions and vowed bloody vengeance upon you. It could just be like other members of your faction, right? Like the scientists who don't agree with you. Does that make sense?
The scientists who don't agree, the scientists whose research I bummed.
You stole. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. And then my agent move I chose was agent, or my role move I chose was agent. Mark, when you're sent to bring peace between two groups, say what grudge is keeping them apart. I'm thinking, Alyssa, that my merchant people are going to meet with your people to try to settle the debt between us. Because we hunted you in the past, like we haven't been kind to you, and I am probably having more or less good motivations to do this, but my faction has been troubling to work with to try to like actually have
Right.
like to treat you well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to like be an envoy to you guys to make peace there. And I still have the best interests of my faction in mind, but I'm
Right.
definitely more amiable than the rest of my faction in this case. And I wouldn't treat you as animals, I don't think. So that could be a thing that happens.
Okay.
Cool. And then next, we have backstory. So everybody should have questions on their sheet that'll tie us to the other characters. So ask for a volunteer for at least one. So if there's one of these that you just don't care for, you don't have to read it off, but at least one of them should be read. And, so let's start with you, Seth.
Blank has fought shoulder to shoulder with me. Oh, and then there's Blank once left me for dead, and Blank is smart enough to be worth keeping around.
So yeah, any of these make sense?
Well,
has
did
fought.
you?
I was gonna say Alyssa's character might have fought shoulder to shoulder with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
What's your character's name, Alyssa?
I don't have one yet.
Yeah, just put Alyssa down for now. But when we do the next session, we'll try to have names for all this. I think.
I have a character name for mine. Mine's Kanan.
Cool. Nice.
Kanen. And what was
Mine is Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Okay, nice. Love it.
spelled like I think? Spelled just like cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Blank once left me for dead. Actually, Caleb's character. Do you actually have a character, Caleb?
No, I can count. Like he's an NPC basically, right? But I think it makes sense to keep him as a character. So
he once left me for dead. Yeah, that makes sense. It's probably why I betrayed everyone.
Oh, right, because you came from the merchants. I'm trying to think of. Okay, so this is probably what happened then. So my character class is an envoy. But maybe like the person you killed was like my brother or a relation or something, and we fought. Because I have like a dueling sword or whatever, right? And let's say that I like injured you and left you for dead, but you survived and made your way to the Order of the Titan faction.
Jordan's character is smart enough to be worth keeping around.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Not necessarily the nicest person to keep around, but smart enough to keep around.
He's clever and cunning, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Alyssa, what are yours?
Was raised by me in the wild frontiers. Blank and I discovered the Dead Men's Gorge and survived its curse.
What in the world?
Blank's actions led to my adoptive clan to ruin, and I still haven't forgiven them for it. Luckily, Blank doesn't know that I led the last ambush against their family.
What about me for the last one? So maybe I'm going to make peace, but you guys did actually raid one of our caravans, and I don't know it when I go to make peace with you guys. Up to you, obviously. Well, I guess it's not up to you, but I think it's just ask for a volunteer, and
yeah, I guess
volunteers.
so. Sure.
I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay. What's your character's name?
I don't have a name yet. Just write Caleb,
Okay,
and I'll figure it out. Did anyone raise you?
Wait, hold on. Did you erase my stuff?
No, I didn't. Are they weirdly tied together for some reason?
Oh, they're tied together.
That's so weird.
Caleb's actions led to my adoptive clan to ruin, and I still haven't forgiven for them. Luckily, Caleb doesn't know that I led the last ambush against their family. So I have two things.
I mean, it could be both. It could be both.
No. It's the whole set phrase because luckily is a transition word.
Oh,
so it's a whole thing. They're tied together. So your actions led my adoptive clan to ruin. I still haven't forgiven you for it.
All right.
Luckily, you don't know that I led. So basically, we're just going back and forth and like hurting each other, basically, which makes sense why you maybe are trying to fix things.
Yeah, sure.
But you don't know that I'm responsible for the last attack.
And I probably don't know that my actions actually caused you that much harm, right?
Probably. Right?
Was anyone raised by Cinnamon in the wild frontiers? I don't know if that was true of any of us.
No, I don't think so.
Did you and someone discover the Dead Men's Gorge and survive its curse? Was that Seth's character, maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, but
he got lost in the woods once.
But when would that have happened, I guess, is my thought. The whole
I don't know. At
is
some point
part-
when you were still part of the merchant faction. I mean,
Sure.
one of the things is that they're constantly like trading and stuff with the other
Fair enough,
settlements,
fair
right?
enough.
So, yeah, put Seth down for that one then.
Okay.
The Dead Man's Gorge.
What's Seth's again? Seth's character?
Canaan. Kanen.
Kanen.
Cool.
And is your last name Abel?
No.
Cain and Abel. I think it would be hilarious if Jordan's character was actually raised by Alyssa in the Wild Frontiers. That would be so funny.
It's like the
But
inverse of being raised by wolves.
I know.
No, it is being raised by wolves.
It is very,
Being raised by foxes.
wolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't make any sense though. All right, Jordan,
I
what are
became a
yours?
fox because I was raised by foxes.
Yeah, exactly.
So first one, I respect blank's concern for others.
I think it might be me because my concern for others is still weighted by my faction's interest. So, like, I am like the least actually altruistic person to be listed on this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a faux respect for others. I still have
Yeah.
concern for others, but you probably, it could be a faux respect that you have for me, even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I think I make sense there.
Okay. Blank has grown fat on the backs of others' labor.
I mean, this could be something that you just believe, right?
Yeah.
And maybe it's Alyssa's character. Maybe it's like, oh, the dumb fox people are just taking our resources, right?
Yeah, I like that. Cinnamon.
Does that make
has
sense
grown
to you, Alyssa?
fat on the backs.
That's fine. That's not true, but it's fine.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. It's not true. That's exactly.
It's just
why.
something that
It's perfect.
Jordan's character believes. Yeah.
Blank can teach me to understand this new world. See, I was kind of thinking Caleb's character for this one.
I think it's more interesting to have Seth be this one.
Okay.
Does that make
Seth, what
sense
is
to you
your
guys?
character's-
Like,
oh yeah, it's Canaan. How do you spell that?
Kanen. I mean, how? Well, I guess my thought.
well, because one of the things that the Enclave cares about, right? Your faction cares about, Jordan, is the diesel bunk technology. But it sounds like you might be interested in the behemoths with your current thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think that ties in because you can, like, I can imagine a point where like you're making a presentation to the merchants about this new resource, and you bring Seth's character up and be like, tell him about the behemoths and the thing that they leave behind. Like, back me up here. Right.
Oh yeah, that does
Like,
make
I
sense.
need an agent from the Order of the Titan to, like, or whatever the faction is actually going to be named,
Yeah.
to make this viable to my stockholders.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll do one for mine too. Let's see. He has. Oops, I opened the wrong thing.
Now you guys have to make sure that my guy gets what's coming to him. Okay. I'll be upset if he doesn't get
I mean,
viciously punished.
we tried that with Yi, and it didn't work out so well.
That's true. Okay. Blank showed me their family secrets in confidence.
That sounds like Alyssa's character. It sounds like Cinnamon.
Well, I don't think so, because it sounds like I just caused harm to her and she just caused harm to me. I don't think she would have shown me secrets in confidence.
I can
sounds
see
like
that
we've
with
been-
mine.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All the research you've been doing. Yeah. Okay. Blank will make a good bodyguard. That's obviously Seth.
Then that doesn't go so well for me.
I suspect Blank is stealing my secrets for their family. I'm gonna put in Alyssa's name down there.
That's what you want.
Alyssa's the
It's a
under.
double-sided thing.
Alyssa's
Yeah.
the under fox. I mean dog. I mean.
It's so funny because I feel like my faction is just like, we just want like a help.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is, and it is so funny because like I'm gonna be on this mission to create peace between our families, but there's so much baggage that it probably won't go very well. Very fun. So that's it for all the character stuff. So yeah, if we come up with names for next time, we can jump right into any number of these things. I mean, is there one that like immediately jumps out to us as a place to zoom in when we jump into it. Like we have Jordan's or Mickey's like attempt to sell this research to the merchants and get famous and rich and whatever, right? We have Behemoth could be attacking at any point. Seth's character needs to prove himself to the new faction he's joined. There's the meeting between the Fox people and my people. You're going on an adventure to the genocidal massacre at some point here. Any of those seem like good places to start. Do we have a preference? Because then I can prep some things. What's the one we can have the most characters in of your three? It doesn't matter if my guy's there or not, but
we could do the part where she showed me the one swamp that we got lost in or something.
Well, that's something that's already happened.
Okay, so you're not playing that out then.
No, yeah. So all the backstory stuff is stuff that's like already happened, and the role moves are things that are like currently in progress, typically. So would it make sense to do? I'm trying to think of what stuff do you have with? What stuff does Kanan have with Cinnamon? Yeah, has fought shoulder to shoulder with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of a way. Maybe it makes sense to start with Jordan's thing, because we could have Jordan's character there. Obviously, my guy could be there easily as part of the merchant stuff. Just as an extra NPC, just not necessarily that important. But then Seth could also be there, brought in to back up his research or whatever. And then, technically, Alyssa could show up too and try to do something. But
I can always play a quick character.
You can always play a quick character too. That seems like the one that obviously has two characters that aren't me. That could be a part of it easily. If that makes sense to you guys.
Fine with me.
Okay. Yeah, let's start with that then. All right, cool. Yeah. We can come up with some ideas there, and I'll try to tie in one of these landmarks with that, and who knows, maybe a behemoth shows up and it tries to kill everybody. We'll find out. Cool. All right, I think that's probably it then, unless there's anything else that we needed to figure out or you wanted to talk through. Seems like we have a pretty solid idea here for the game and the world, so I'm excited. Should be fun. All right, cool stuff. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call it there. This has been Gamebound, playing some Legacy, and we'll be back next time. When we're doing Terra Invicta next week?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'll come back to this in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. I look forward to it. All right, we are out. Adios.